Hi, and welcome back to the 52-week Healthy Living course. I'm glad you decided to return. This week's topic is all about building a healthy mindset. Mindset is so important in anything that we do. It can change us from either building good things in our life, or it can hold us back and turn things bad. When we focus on the bad, that's what we bring. But when we focus on the good, we can shift everything in our lives. This morning I ran a call. I do this every single morning and participate in a call with a group of people who want to start their day well, who want to start their day with intention and are looking to grow in their life. It's a phenomenal call. This is probably one of my favorite things. It's my favorite way to start the day because it really sets everybody up for a successful day, including myself. And this morning's question that was posed to everybody was what is one limiting belief that you hold on to that prevents you from reaching the goal you've set? And wow, was this conversation amazing and mind-blowing. It was something that really opened it up, and people started talking about what are the things that hold us back. And all those things are up here in our heads. And it tied in perfectly to this week's topic for the Healthy Living course, which is building a better mindset, building a strong mindset. So I want to ask you, before I go on and talk about the few things that I want to talk about, stop and take a second. What is that one limiting belief that you hold on to that prevents you from reaching the goals that you've set? What is that? Do you know what that is? Can you recognize what it is? Have you ever asked yourself that question? It's pretty powerful. If you haven't asked yourself that, I challenge you to sit down and really think about it. And if you have asked yourself that and you've come up with an answer and it's still holding you back, then I want to propose that probably isn't the real answer. That's probably just a surface level, and you need to dig a little bit deeper. Because once we find that real answer, we can oftentimes move through it, push through it, work through it, and then we go on to next better and better and better places in our life. I found that every time that I start to struggle in something, every time it gets really hard, and every time the crazy talk in the back of my head starts to tell me that I can't do it for whatever reason, anytime I get to that point, I know that if I push through, I'm about to have a breakthrough in whatever I'm trying to achieve in my life. And it's very, very, very powerful. So I want to talk to you, though, about the top 3 things that I see and hear as being people's limiting beliefs. The number one thing that I hear as being the top of limiting beliefs is that fear of failure. The fear of failure. People are so afraid of, if I do this, if I attempt it, I'm not going to be successful. I'm not going to reach my goal. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to fail again. Well, here's what I want to tell you with that. There is no such thing as failure. I'm going to repeat that again. There is no such thing as failure. If you are afraid of failure, I'm here to tell you there is no such thing as failure. Every time we don't reach our goal, every time we struggle, it's not failure. It's a learning opportunity. FAIL stands for first attempt in learning. We can learn from it. We can grow from it. The only way you can fail, in my opinion, and you can challenge me on this, but the only way I feel like anybody really can fail at something is if they quit, if they give up, if they stop working towards their goal. If you are working towards your goal and doing everything in your effort towards your goal, you may not reach that goal as quickly as you want to. You may never reach that goal, but you're learning from it. You're growing from it. And my guess is you're going to shift your goal, not because the goal needs to be shifted so that make it easier, but you might realize that that's not the right goal for you. But there is no such thing as failure. That's one of the biggest things that I hear when people are concerned, are self-limiting belief. The next thing that I hear a lot is the victim mentality. Your backstory does not define who you are. Your current circumstances will not define your life. So if things aren't going well now, that doesn't have to define you. The only thing that defines your life is what you choose to do in response to all of those things. Everyone has a story of struggle to share. Some people define themselves by it, and others act in spite of it. Your past will only be your future if you allow it to be. Let that sink in. Your past will only define your future, will only help create your future if you allow it to, if you carry it there. Don't do that. Let it go. Learn from it. Take a look at what happened in the past. What can you do to move forward? What can you learn from it? And then move forward. It's really, really, really hard to do for many of us. It's something that I personally have struggled with, but it's doable. It's possible. I'm here to tell you that it's possible. If you've never heard my full story of transformation, and I'm not talking about just the transformation up there from losing 75 pounds to here, getting to a healthy weight, I'm talking about my whole life transformation. If you've never heard that story, please reach out. I would love to share it with you because I'm telling you, if I can change my life, anybody can change their life. The last thing that I hear a lot of is the fear of uncertainty. Will it happen? Will it not happen? What's going to come up? The truth is, nothing in life is certain. There are no guarantees. Building your own business or embarking on a side project or starting a new career doesn't mean you're diverting from the path of certainty and into a life of reckless unknown. It means you recognize that certainty is largely an illusion, and clinging to it can ultimately hold you back. Life is uncertain. We have no idea what's going to happen. And many of us fall into the what ifs. What if this? What if that? What if with the negatives? But if we shift that thought process to what if in the positive, what if it goes really well? What if I do reach my goal? What if I am successful? What if in the positive ways, when we switch that mindset, it totally changes everything because we begin to create that new what if. When I started this journey and I had 75 pounds to lose, I didn't believe that I was going to be able to do it. I didn't believe in myself. I knew I could lose the weight. I had done it before. I never believed that I would be able to keep it off. And that fear of that uncertainty, that scared me, that what if I don't keep it off this time? But one of the big things that I was taught was, but what if you do? What happens? What is the life that you can create if you do? And start dreaming of that. Start dreaming big. Start picturing it. And then you can create the life that you want. Then you can build it one baby step at a time. If you told me 4 years ago that I'd be here doing this, I would have told you were crazy, because that what ifs, the what if at that point was, what if I don't succeed? But when I switched it as to what if I do succeed, I started taking small steps. And I'm telling you, you can do it too. Another thing that and I know I was going to talk about 3, but another thing that really just holds us back is the fear of starting again, the fear of trying again of something. That goes along and ties into that fear of failure. If I try again, what happens if I'm not successful? Just remember, try again, keep doing it. And it's not even trying, just keep doing it. There's a great analogy that I love, that in life, as we're growing into something, as we're getting better at something, imagine it as a game of soccer, or, where you kick the ball and you run to the ball and you kick it a little further and you run a little further and you kick it and you kick it and kick it. Next thing you know, you're all the way at the other end of the field, having kicked that ball. Just one small kick. Sometimes you may take a big pow kick and make it halfway down the field. And sometimes you may take a little and it barely goes anywhere. But you just keep kicking that ball, keep moving forward. And sometimes on that journey, you may kick the ball and it goes sideways. It doesn't go the way you expect it to go. What do? You go to the ball and you kick it again. And maybe you change your path. Sometimes we have to change our path. Or maybe you kick it right back onto the path that you were on. Whatever you do, just keep moving forward. Just keep working at it. Or reach out for help. Sometimes when we kick the ball, we have to pass it to a partner and have somebody else help us get it down the field. That's why we lean into one another. But the biggest key piece to all of it, to any changes that you want to make in your life, is shifting what's going on up here. Telling yourself that you can. Because if you tell yourself you can, you can. If you tell yourself you can't, you can't. You'll be exactly right. Whichever way you tell yourself, that's what's going to happen. So as we start to work on mindset, we're going to continue to talk about this. If you want to talk through it with me, please, you can always feel free to reach out to me. You can shoot me an email at gettinghealthywithleslie@gmail.com or find me on Facebook as Leslie Weiss Wick and tap in, send me a friend request, send me a Facebook message, send me an email. I'm always here to help and to talk through these things with you. I hope you enjoy tonight's class on building a better mindset. If you are catching this after the classes happen and you would like the recording of it, please feel free to reach out, and I would be happy to send you the recording from tonight's class. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.